A property battle has turned into a legal nightmare for an elderly couple living in Alger County's Forest Lake. After living on leased land for over 20 years, the Artabys never planned to leave. The new owners of the land, UP Hydro, may now have the final say. Tonight, TV6's Ashley Kirkland has an up-close look at the case.
I've been here 27 years and I'm too old to pack up and move.
Moving is just what 72-year-old Dan Artaby and his wife Gloria may be forced to do in the near future.
This is my home and Gloria's home. We want to get this resolved.
The resolution hasn't come soon enough for the Artabys. Previous owners of the Forest Lake property have included Cliffs Natural Resources and UPCO. But the Artabys are unhappy with the new owners, UP Hydro, a central Wisconsin-based energy company.
They had offered him at one point to sell him the land under his house for $10,000, and Dan Artaby said, "I agree." Then there was a dispute as to where the boundaries actually were.
According to the Artabys, things got ugly when UP Hydro tried to reduce the lot size. The two parties couldn't agree, so the company planned to evict Dan and his wife with no compensation.
Not that Cliffs would ever do that. Cliffs had other properties like this, and they wouldn't just terminate it and kick people out of their houses, neither would UPCO. But UP Hydro seems to be going down that path of just kicking people out of their houses and giving them very little compensation.
It's the very path the Artabys' neighbors, the Porters and the Nelsons, went down. The Nelsons lived in their home on the land for 40 years until UP Hydro bought them out of their home. So how much did you lose in the sale of your home?
Between the difference, what they gave us and the appraisal was $120,000.
The Porters packed up and moved to Autrain. The Nelsons now have a home in Rapid River, and they spend 7 months out of the year in Florida. And as for the Artabys, well, they aren't as sure where they'll spend their latter years.
So it's a typical David versus Goliath. They agreed to sell us the land, let's do it.
Ashley Kirkland, TV6 News, Forest Lake in Chatham.
The Artabys are still living on the land, are in litigation with UP Hydro about the boundaries of the property. It's unknown what UP Hydro plans to do with the land. They have not returned our phone calls for comment.